We live, baby. In 5, 4, 3, 2, we on, baby. What's going on, fellas? Like it's the JJL Sports Talk show. I got my boy, my right hand man, Kyle Edwards, my co-host, and then we got the Dream Team, the A Team. We got Cool McCain, and Anthony Cobbs. If you don't know them, they're on the Sports Empire Network. Same network that me and Kyle are on too on Facebook. But you're talking about the Tom Brady retirement and the Jordan debate, GOAT talk. So, Anthony was like, yo, real talk. Let's go on the podcast, man.
Wasting good content. Y'all wasting good content.
But, yeah, man. So I'm going to go with Kyle first, man. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. Always happy to talk some sports. And, I don't think I've ever done a show with Anthony. I did one with Cool, like, once on pregame pigskin, but definitely excited for the opportunity. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And then we got to my left, down the bottom, got my boy Anthony. How you doing, boss?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I can't complain. Just glad you guys can have me on the show, man. Nice to meet you, Kyle. Good to see you, big cool. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Actually, this is our first show too, Anthony. I guess together,
I thought I was on the show before. I might have been commenting on your show.
Guys, yeah.
I commented enough. I'm a seasoned veteran in that regard.
Gosh, and then to my bottom right, the smooth operator, smooth as can be, cool McCain, with the smooth voice, man. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to be like y'all when I grew up, especially the dude over here. You know what I'm saying? Man. Mr. Cobb. I'm just trying to be like that dude when I finally mature. But Kyle, we've done other shows too, though. You forgot you've been on the and one before too.
Oh yeah, and one. That's right.
Yeah.
And one.
Yeah, man.
All right, yeah, man. So let's get into it. So I get obviously, NFL, Tom Brady, the top news. I mean, we're gonna talk about the playoffs right off the bat, but Tom Brady retirement today. Me and Cool kind of agreed with each other in the morning time to saying that I'm not gonna believe Tom Brady until like he leaves.
Terrible, man.
But he retired same time last year. I believe he was going to retire last year. He went one more last ride.
Last year was different, man. It was different last year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll go around the horn. Kyle, you first, man. What were your reactions? You being the Patriots fan, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's last year, whatever was that report came out that he was retiring, and then he retired. You could tell he didn't want to. This time, he did the little video. He even referenced doing it last year. He said he's done. He supposedly told the Bucks and all that. I mean, is there reason to doubt that maybe a couple months down the line he gets that itch and wants to do one more year? Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe with all that he went through with his marriage and all that, and now he's taking time with the kids. Maybe the kids might. I don't know. I'm just taking it for what it is. He had a great career. Well, probably won't see anything like that again. But I mean, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
I mean, the reason why I thought that, before I passed it to Anthony, the reason why I thought that, I didn't believe him because people were saying, "Oh, he's gonna go to San Fran. He's gonna go to the Raiders and everything." Like, remember we were in the Twitter, like the stick on Twitter, and the one dude was like, "Yo, he's going to the Raiders." You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, it's not shocking to me, but you never know with Tom Brady, man. You never know. Like Cool said in the chat earlier, like you never know before June hits around. You make that I'm coming back with the Gronk, the Gronk.
But I feel like if he does that, it's probably only going to be San Francisco. That's where he's from. That was his team growing up. I feel like that'd be the one team. If they reached out to him, he might do it for them. I can't see like Raiders or, some people want to put him in Miami. I can't see any of that. It's got to be Niners or he just stays retired.
Gotcha. All right, Anthony, I'm gonna pass it to you, man. What are your thoughts, man? What do
you when you play ball at the level that Tom Brady plays at, you got to have a huge why. I don't think the why is that big anymore, but I do believe when he gets visitation from them kids, and he is in over his head with them kids without his wife. He gonna have to hire a nanny. He gonna see that it's a lot of work. He gonna see that they're gonna want. I'm not sure how old his kids are, but I know that's probably what drove him back to the league last year. Man, this is work. Parenting is work. I do better in the football arena where I can manage 53 guys. These two kids are driving me crazy, and my wife is on my head with her deep voice. So this offseason will be different. He ain't got to hear her voice, and his kids are a year older. He gonna have a nanny. He gonna pay for. Hey man, I'm speaking from the cuff, man. I speak straight from the cuff. Let's be real about it.
Let's go, man. Let's go,
like,
bro.
Tom, you come get these kids. She's like, Tom, it's your turn with the kids. He's like, man, forget this. So now the house is gonna be peaceful. You got the kids, you can manage them a little bit, play catch with them a little bit, and they can't catch. You be like, because you see how like Drew Brees did with his kids, playing catch and hitting them beside the head with the ball, making sure they catch the ball. But Tom Brady, man, he's a control freak, top to bottom, and he likes to be, the master of his own domain. Now, without the heat of his wife on his neck, he can pretty relax a little bit and actually be like Gronk and enjoy himself in retirement. But again, the perfect situation could present itself, be it San Francisco, be it Miami. I don't think Vegas is a perfect situation, but I think Miami's ready to win. I think San Fran's ready to win. If Tom Brady came back, it would be to win a chip, not to play football, just to be playing, because he did not look good this year with Tampa Bay. I think he could not retire last year knowing he was number one in a lot of categories. This year, they stunk it up. So he's like, yo, but is his competitive nature going to get the best of him once he has that visitation with them kids? That's my question, man.
I just don't think he was satisfied losing to the Cowboys. That last loss, like that kind of feels nastiness.
Nobody wants to lose to the Cowboys as you retire. Nobody wants that, right? Big cool.
I know y'all are
nobody.
Nobody. Yeah, before Cole says this, what he has to say about Tom Brady, Kyle did say it does feel different this time because last year, he wasn't gonna retire, but the reports leaked before he even said anything. So this time he actually made on his own terms his retirement, the video.
And he cried. He cried a little bit. Didn't he drop a tear?
I didn't even see it.
That was some more that he placed up there, man.
Like a little
baby.
Yeah, he was off camera with a couple of drops in and then came back on. Man.
Producers in the back said, "All right, now tears. All right, and tears. Go."
All right, cool. What you have to say about Tom Brady, man?
Man, competitive nature. This man is not going to go out number one, losing to the Cowboys and looking like garbage. This is not going to be the last time Tom Brady is not going to allow his legacy to go out that way. You know what I'm saying? Number two, you had to do it differently. You couldn't do it the same way you did it last year and then turn around and retire again, right? And as I said in the chat, I'm going to use the words of J. Cole. You fooled me once, shame on me. Shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. You're not going to fool me a second time, Tom. You got me last year. You do this so you don't have to do the off-season stuff, right? You've learned the game. I ain't got to do the off-season stuff if I say I'm retired. You come back, right? You force Tampa Bay to trade you to where you want to go if Tampa Bay doesn't put the right team around you, which they're not going to be able to really probably. So you're going to want to go to San Francisco or, maybe somebody gets injured early in the season in one of these top competitive teams next year. And you're like, I might can go out looking a little bit better. But it's going to have to be a place where they have two quality wide receivers, a good tight end, a solid running game, and a solid offensive line, right? And at least a top 10 defense. So that does narrow down the possibilities quite a bit. But if that comes available, I'm for sure we're going to see Tom Brady. And I believe that we're going to see him back in San Francisco because they have no quarterback because 5 of the quarterbacks are hurt, right? So they need somebody to play quarterback. And Tom Brady, that's his team that he's always loved. So, could anything lay out better for him to make a miraculous return to the San Francisco 49ers once training camp begins? Just ask yourself that question.
Do y'all see him? That's probably a random team I'm going to throw out, but Sean Payton hiring, do you see him going to Denver? No, you know what? Never mind. They got Russell Wilson's there. Yeah. But then they got, Aaron Rodgers out there. He has links to San Francisco too. So it's like,
I do have one sleeper place for him, Jordan.
Okay.
Washington with the Commanders, if they get the right pieces in there, like offensive coordinator, maybe they make a switch of head coach, maybe not, but they get the right pieces in there because offensively, They got a little work to do on the line, but as far as weapons go, the Commanders have a solid set of weapons that would fit the criteria that Tom Brady would want.
Man, they were throwing Carson Wentz in the air like Mickey Mouse, bro. He ain't going.
No, I'm saying I'm saying they got to fix the line.
They got to fix the line.
Yeah,
it's easier said than done.
But if you because they have it's 2 of their positions where they really have to upgrade. 3 of them are okay. If you fix the other 2, I can't remember if it's right or left guard or right, but 1 guard and 1 tackle, they have to fix, right? But other than that, they're pretty solid. They got the weapons. Like I said, I completely agree with you, big dog, big Cobb. They got to fix that line. But
McLaurin and them are ballers, but that joker 48, that joker my age, man. He back there. He saw what happened to the 9 quarterbacks, man. You saw what happened to
Carson Wentz was holding the ball like 40 seconds, though. I mean, if you're gonna hold the ball 40 seconds, you gonna get 8 up.
Yeah.
You got to get that ball out.
Heineke wasn't getting beat up like that when he was back there.
Man, hey, Tom Brady ain't got no more lives, man.
During his last life, hey, he got to put in the code.
That quarterback
up, down, left, right, A, select start. He got to put that in. You need some more lives.
My thing about it is like he said like several years ago that if he was ever at the point where he was no longer at the top of the game, he would walk away. I think that's what last year told him.
Well,
told him that he lost any mobility that he might have had. He had a little bit back in the day. He doesn't have that, and that Tampa Bay team around him just crumbled. Because if you look at the people on that team, Fournette, Godwin, Evans, they should not have been as bad as they were. But that offensive line stopped blocking, and they couldn't do anything offensively.
So, and they fired the OC for that. But what can he do about the offensive line?
Right, and we probably know that that's one of those things where the coach is probably on the hot seat, but they fire the OC to then make it seem like now the coach could realize that you're next. Where it's like, okay, I guess if that's how you want to do it, knock yourself out. I'll be interested to see if Leftwich catches on somewhere else. I know some people saying like Baltimore or whatever, but
if Leftwich doesn't get another job and Kellen Moore got another job,
right?
I'm about to hit up Gene and we about to do a whole soapbox rant show.
Yeah. Leftwich 2 years ago was one of the up and coming coaches, and now all of a sudden he's out of a job. So I don't know. Hey, Jordan, man, call Baltimore, man. Tell them to go get Leftwich.
Hey, man,
I'm gonna bring Big Dog Cobb up there too.
Hey, man. Ravens. Brown Ravens is relevant, man.
What Jay-Z said, it was all good about a week ago.
Exactly.
It was all good about a week ago or a year ago.
Yeah. So, if this is his last ride, he has nothing to prove. He has 7 rings on his fingers. He can count on his fingers, all 7 rings on his fingers. So, that's 10. That's 10. But yeah, 7.
He's the greatest cheater of all time.
We're not
don't start with this.
You cheated me out of the Super Bowl.
Hey,
I'm never gonna forget that.
Hey, cool. I saw the chat this morning, and I'm like, when you state the facts, is that hating? It's not.
Yes, it is, sir.
When you say what you saw with your own eyes, and when you were saying that is reality, factual, provable, and someone does not agree with what you said, you're hating.
All
is
I
Tom Brady cheat or not?
Don't get called mad, man.
You can't take everybody's practices, man.
Everybody talks about Deflategate.
You can't deflate balls.
Nobody could.
I ain't worried about the Deflategate. I'm talking about practice.
But I'm just saying, let's go to Deflategate first.
I don't care about no ball deflation.
The ball is whatever. I'm talking about you cheated.
So then let's go back to Spygate.
That's cheating.
That's the cheating.
All it was the position in the stadium they did it from. They didn't have a problem with what they were doing. That's all that was.
If you record someone's practices,
they didn't care about that.
It's because the guy, what the game plan is.
It's because the guy was on the sideline doing it. If he was up in the box doing it, the league didn't care. So to me, I don't care about that.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Marshall Faulk can go cry,
Hey, whatever.
To the senior home with that one. Miss me with that one.
This is what I'm gonna tell you right here.
Okay.
Y'all cheated. You recorded our stuff. You wasn't supposed to. When we played you the first time with Donovan McNabb, right? Throwing up on the field and all that. When we went back, Doug Peterson, who was on that staff. Hold on. Doug Peterson, who was on that staff and knew y'all cheated, said, we're going to do our stuff where you can't tape it. And we came out and you got L. So what that tells me is when you don't cheat, you can't win. At least against the Eagles. I ain't worried about everybody else.
Yeah, we are 50 We are 50 minutes into the show.
They even reversed the tuck rule. They even reversed the tuck rule now that Tom Brady's retired. Like, we don't need tuck rule no more.
No quarterback's gonna be able to get hit in the legs again and everything now.
That wasn't even Brady. That was Carson Palmer who started that.
Oh man, y'all robbed the Raiders of one. Y'all robbed. Oh, come on, man.
Carson Palmer led the whole going at the knees of the quarterback. That wasn't Brady.
But when Brady got hurt and he missed that year from getting hit in the legs, you cannot touch quarterbacks now. They might as well have on red jerseys back there. Certain ones, not all of them, but certain ones.
Let's talk about Peyton Manning crying about secondary pressure, and now they can't even defend wide receivers anymore.
He didn't cheat, though. He just whined. But he didn't cheat though. He just whined.
Ain't that how Tom got the job in the first place? Drew Bledsoe got hit in the leg, right?
The Peyton was a whiner. I mean, I ain't
Bledsoe got hit in the chest and had like internal bleeding and all that.
Oh, that's understandable.
Yeah,
you can't play with no internal bleeding.
No, you can't play with
that. That's different. No, Trent Green going down got Kurt Warner in there. That's
yeah. That's what you think about. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Jordan. Sorry, bro. We be doing no thing.
My fault. Yeah, we didn't come in here.
Yeah, we like 15 minutes in the show, not even 20 minutes in the show, and we all feuding already, man. It's like
you got a good rundown, a good script, but Mike Tyson said everybody got a plan till you get punched in the mouth.
All right, so let's go on to the next topic. So we're gonna go through briefly go over all the playoff games and leading up to this game. Go to the scores real quick. I'm gonna share the scores real quick. Pull that up.
You ain't got to show that score, man. Once Purdy got hurt, they could have just.
I'm just gonna go through all the.
They could have just changed the programming. They could have put the good times on. That was all right.
They could have put on the Jeffersons.
Yeah. They could have put on the Jeffersons. I'd have been good. Martin. They could have put on. They could have put on a Pro Bowl from 1988.
Oh no, not 1988.
Or NFL's fastest man. NFL's fastest man. Watch Dale Green run past.
Or the skills competition from back in the early 90s.
Oh, the blue paint.
Yeah.
I was watching that video earlier, man. Those competitions were good.
They was real though, right, Kyle? That's what we need.
Yeah.
Instead of flag football, that's what we need.
Yeah, that's all we really need. The flag football is a kind of slap in the face to us, man. Yeah. All right, look at the guy.
I don't know why it says you're currently. I don't know. I don't know how to get this off the screen, but
I can see.
Do you have any idea?
Yeah, there's nothing on the screen for us.
We're good. Yeah, we can see it.
We're good.
All right, so just the whole all right, so just to break down, Jaguars beat the Chargers, and then Baltimore lost to the Bengals.
All the way back.
Yeah, I'm going all the way back because we missed a whole couple of days. So I'm not going to go deep into anything.
This is called repeats.
So Bengals Chiefs. So we all know that Kansas City beat the Bengals, and then the Eagles beat San Francisco. Now we in the Super Bowl. Eagles versus Chiefs. But any thoughts on like the other games? The Bengals Chiefs game. Any other earlier games before we dive into the Super Bowl?
I know everybody's mad about the refs, but I gotta say, in any athletic competition, you can't let the refs dictate your outcome, man. I mean, the Bengals had the ball twice in the crunch time and didn't come through. They needed 3 points. And they gave up sacks. So I feel bad about that last call. That poor young man was playing at 100% and Love tapped the quarterback out of bounds, and that's 15 yards. That's what you get. And if you don't have your team disciplined to a point where they know not to make that mistake in that moment, you get what you get. My wife tells her second grade class, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
I will say, go ahead, Kyle. My bad.
I'm good, man.
I'll just say, on that play, I love how you call it a love tap. It's just like when I saw it happen, I was like, there go the field goal. Like,
there you go.
And it wasn't like malicious or anything, but you cannot do that in that situation. And then when you talk about the Eagles in the 49ers game, right? Quarterback got hurt. That's unfortunate, But now you've got a whole cavalcade of San Francisco 49ers fans running around. We don't know who was the best team because we didn't have our quarterback or whatever. But lo and behold, 49ers fans, I want to point one thing out to you real quick. If your vaunted offensive line would have been good enough to keep those gentlemen from hitting your quarterback, he would have still been in the game. How many times did you hit Jalen Hurts behind our offensive line? The thing is, and I don't wish hurt on nobody. I wish that Purdy would have been able to play the entire game. I wish Josh Johnson wouldn't have got hurt, But to say, we don't know who the best team is, if that's what you need to tell yourself so that you can feel good about your team getting the shellacking that they suffered, then that's fine. But let's not pretend that that's really the truth, right? And then you go back to the Giants, man. I like to shout out the Giants and the Cowboys. I don't like shouting out the Cowboys, but I'm going to do it for once. The NFC's had 3 teams that made it to the Final Four, right? And then we got us, of course, that made it all the way to the Super Bowls. It could only be one. So I'm glad for the division, a division that for years people have tried to dog us, call us the NFC least. We're the beast this year. We're going to continue to be the beast. I'm excited about the Super Bowl. I don't have to tell you who I think is going to win the game, but I'm just excited that we have the opportunity to see Andy Reid past, Andy Reid future, the young gun against the old head. First time ever 2 black quarterbacks playing the Super Bowl. And don't start with that he's only half black. You know how it go. If you got a drip, they call you black. Let's not try to change that now.
Yeah. Because that's what people are going to say. Oh, it's 2 black quarterbacks, but Mahomes is like, what, half black? Nah, he's black.
And have you seen his dad?
He came on the field, right?
His dad is black. You understand?
Really? He was dark.
He's black. He black enough to cancel out the white side. Like he's black.
Cool. Yo.
I mean, you look up the word urban in the dictionary. Yes. It's his daddy like.
Yes.
Urban.
Now I've not seen this
with his cigar.
His mom
and the earpiece in.
Yeah.
Is his mom pure? Is his mom white, like white, yes. Or is she? I don't know. Okay, I haven't seen her so before.
She like European.
Yeah, she's European white.
She's from the Caucasus Mountains.
the Caucasus Mountains.
On the Caucasus Islands, in the mountains of those Caucasus Islands. Yes, sir.
That's where his voice came from.
Yeah, like you remember a good point. Yeah, cool. You do remember a good point. Black History Month. Even though it should be, supported, every all year. Yeah, I mean, 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think.
Never.
Never. So it's
not starting. You have some backups. You have some backups.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Gosh, starting quarterback. So, I mean,
what can mess this up though, Big Jordan? Is if Mahomes come out and say he Kablasian. That might mess up everything.
Complications.
Come on, acting like Tiger Woods, like, come on.
Oh my God, man!
I'm colorblind. I don't see color, guys. I'm just a quarterback. I'm just a guy who likes to play, and I like bath bombs and State Farm insurance.
This is what we had on Big Dogs all season, bro. I'm telling you.
I want to denounce my black side and just let you know I'm a quarterback. You better embrace that. You got some endorsements in there, bro. You messing around?
I think you signed a Hunt's ketchup too, man. If I'm not cursing.
Hey, man, you can endorse some cocoa butter.
Right. Win or lose, you got some cool stuff you can do with Hurts and all that, bro. You better not do that.
Oh man, they can blow this thing up and make a lot of money and
exactly
and help the kids in the hood. They can, aspire to be quarterbacks and pocket quarterbacks. You ain't gotta run and play quarterback, guys. You can be a pocket quarterback like me, Patrick Mahomes. I got one leg. I can't run. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So the game's on the line, and then I limp out of bounds like a 3-legged horse. But he made it.
So we kind of like went over both games leading up to the Super Bowl. So I know it's early. We got the Pro Bowl and Pro Bowl events, and then we got the big game next week. So I guess we can dive into a little bit early predictions. I guess you're both Eagles fans, so I mean, obviously you want the win. I know Mahomes is kind of still hobbled. Had that high ankle sprain, still dealing with that. But do you think that's a big factor in the way you saw Mahomes play, and against the Bengals, or are y'all nervous? Are y'all think how's it gonna go off on y'all? I mean, I know Kelsey's too. He's on your team. The other Kelsey too. But he's on
the big
on
brother.
The defensive side or the O side?
He's the center, the big brother.
Oh, so he's on the opposite side. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So another brother bowl. I know Harbaugh and they're coaches, but Harbaugh and John Harbaugh playing Super Bowl. Now players are playing each other. Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, I think his last name, first name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, gentlemen, Eagles fans. I mean, what do y'all what do y'all think?
We gonna let Kyle go first.
Yeah, we're gonna let Kyle give his thoughts because
you go ahead.
Kyle has some quality insight for us. You know where we're coming from.
I want to hear what the Patriots fan got to say.
For me, looking at this one, I mean, as a Patriots fan, I can't root for Kansas City because that's the team that everybody's like, oh, they're a dynasty. Then we got Philly, who beat us with Nick Foles.
Hey, put some respect on his name.
I mean, Nick Foles?
Oh my God.
You got
him a statue. He got him a statue too.
You got a statue like Rocky, bro. Iverson ain't even got
to be honest, like I've always been an Andy Reid fan, even when he was in Philly. I liked McNabb, T.O. He has his antics, but I always respected him. So I'm not one of those who, now I'm joking about Kansas City, can't really root for them. But I do look at this game. I think Philly is the more complete team because I always thought between San Francisco and Philly that those are probably the two most complete rosters in the league. Now, Philly clearly showed San Francisco that depth was an issue for San Francisco, and Philly took full advantage of that. So, for Mahomes with a high ankle sprain, he can still make plays in the pocket. The challenge for him is going to be Philly has a really good secondary. So, some of those passes that he was able to make on Cincinnati, they may not be there with Philly. And if he has to hold the ball a little bit longer, you got Hassan Reddick who's going to be chasing him down. Mm-hmm. And I think Reddick might have a big day. And if he forces Mahomes off his spot, Philly will be fine. Because we know that Kelsey's their number one target, and Kelsey finds a way to make his production, he'll finally get like 10, 12 catches. But
yeah, he will.
As long as you keep him from those big chunk plays, they'll be good. So I like Philly going into this one. And that's where I would go for real.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go next, and then I'll let the Eagles fans have their shot at it. But Cool and Anthony might hate me for this, but if the Eagles get the ball first possession, right, and Devontae Smith drops the ball, yeah, they better review the play, man, because that was a good catch, right? But
you can blame.
I mean, I already said that is on
San Francisco.
That's Shanahan's guy up in the box is supposed to tell him.
Andy Reid better throw the flag, man.
I ain't worried about Andy Reid getting to the flag. He gonna be thinking about what he eating after the game.
Cheeseburger,
cheesesteak,
but
cheesesteak,
yeah.
Cheesesteak.
So like, I mean, I was watching the game. Like Hurts, he didn't. In the second quarter, like he kind of threw the ball. He threw the ball well, but not as well as I thought he would. I know Chiefs.
They also didn't need that though.
Their secondary is kind of
Kyle. Kyle's watching the
Sanders and Gainwell.
Yeah. Kyle watched
were running through San Francisco.
But there's a lot of
he didn't watch the highlights like Jordan did. He watched the game.
Kyle watched the game.
No, I saw the game.
Tell who watched the game.
There are some passes where Hurts overthrew the receivers, man. Like, and that could result in some 3 and outs, and then Chiefs can use that as momentum. But Hurts, no, I feel like
you're getting 7-8 yards on a carry. I mean,
why?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that, like, I mean,
ask Romo how that goes. Ask Dak. Man, can we just run the ball? I keep throwing these pick sixes.
But in the second half, I mean, Hurts got together, threw the ball more consistently in the first half. But it's gonna be a good game. Got Mahomes, Kelsey. I mean, can he go off? Can the Eagles shut Kelsey down? I mean, they got the defense to do it. The Eagles. It's gonna be a good game. I feel it's gonna be my earliest. I think it's gonna be 30 Chiefs, Eagles 27.
Oh,
it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be a close one.
But since I'm an Alabama fan, I give all my love to Jalen Hurts. Hope he has the best Super Bowl of his career.
Yes, y'all did him real greasy at Bama. That's for sure. Y'all did him real greasy.
That's true. That's true. But
I appreciate it though, because he may not be who he is now if he didn't. So
exactly. God is good. God's plan is always working as it should.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
It's gonna be a good one. I mean, the Eagles did their thing. I mean, I think Hurts should have got an MVP, but he went down with the injury. I think he's still in the running for MVP, but I think Mahomes got it, unfortunately. But Hurts should get the reward. But now people are saying, I seen like a TikTok on Twitter, like the Eagles, their schedule was weak. But
you only can play who's on the schedule, man. You can only play. You can only play who's on your schedule.
I mean, Eagles deserve to be in the Super Bowl. Hurts is, even after he came out with a shoulder injury, he's done his thing. All right, so I guess we'll go with Cool first, and then your preview, and then we'll go with anything last. So Cool.
I just want to remind everybody, the team that we played and beat was also the other team with a schedule week like ours, but no one talked about that all season. But they've been talking about the Eagles' schedule all season. But that's fine, right? And I'm relieved that Jordan picked the Chiefs, right? Because when I get on places that everybody picked the Eagles, I get nervous. Like the motto that the Philadelphia Eagles and our fan base lives by is no one likes us and we don't care. There is a reason for that. Because we really don't care, but we use it as fuel to motivate us to be even better, right? So we don't say, oh, you don't like us? Why don't you like us? You don't want to cheer for us? You don't want us to win? No, we don't operate in that manner. We operate exactly the opposite manner. We don't give a cluck that you don't like us, and we definitely don't care. So the thing is, there's a couple of things that we might want to think about when we talk about Kansas City. Do they even have enough healthy receivers? Because like 3 of their dudes went down, right? So, I mean, you're going to be out there with this Philadelphia Eagles defense, this line, and you got like right now 3 healthy pass catchers and maybe some backup tight ends. So you got to think about that piece as well. Because MVS better not have a game like that against me, or I'm going to be about like them Cowboys fans after they lost. I'm going to be throwing stuff around. I think
bring your TV.
I ain't gonna break my TV down. I want to places. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna go that far. But
hey, you never gonna punch my TV.
Nah, I might do a LeBron and punch a wall or something, but it ain't gonna be no TV.
I'll throw a remote, but I ain't about to break the TV.
We can plaster the wall up and keep it moving, but we can't just replaster the TV. So but I just think that our defense is going to be very solid. It's going to try to minimize what they like to do well. I don't know Mahomes' status as far as his ankle, but I'm assuming he won't be 100% mobile this game. So you put him back there, not 100% mobile. Brandon Graham, Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox, Milton Williams, Jordan Davis, and Ndamukong Suh, and others. I'm not even gonna take time to name everybody because I got to leave some shine for my man AC as well. So I can't be that guy.
Darius Slay, forgot about him.
Yeah, but there's so many weapons, man. And then you think about guys like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, CJGJ, as we affectionately call him. This man can play safety, corner. He hits. You know what I'm saying? You got Reed Blankenship. You can bring in if you need somebody to just start hitting people with his little crazy self. So you have so many different things that you can do defensively as well. And I do believe, like Kyle said, and I appreciate Kyle for giving us his honest thoughts on it and not being like I am a jaded fan. I will admit that, right? I'll be the first one to admit that. But I'm just excited for the fact that we are there. We're one game away. They're motivated. They're focused. These guys are hungry. They're ready to eat. They're not even hungry dogs, as my QB1 said. They starving dogs, and they real hungry. All on you, Big Cobb.
Man, I don't know if I can say it any better than you just did. As everyone thinks our secondary is so great, I think it's the D-line, man. I played cornerback, and I was never very good unless I had a good defensive line because that changes the whole dynamic of the offense you're facing. I kind of believe Patrick Mahomes' ankle is not even hurt. I think it's part of his whole gimmick to get the MVP. Oh, he played on one leg. That's just my conspiracy theory kicking in. But he's going to be in there. He has to be mobile agile, and hostile in that pocket, or it's going to be a long night. I keep looking at our defensive line, man. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Crux, Javon Hargrave, Josh Sweat. That's the D-line. Backups, Jordan Davis, and Dominican Sue. Those are your backups. So, when the guys get tired, the guys coming back, the guys coming in to give them a breather, they're nastier. They're even more evil. They want to put a punishment on the quarterback. And watching what happened to the rough and tough San Francisco 49ers, when I saw our running back, Miles Sanders, run through, what's the kid's name? Ward?
Yeah.
The number one linebacker in the –
yeah.
Ran through his shoulder, and he tapped out. I said, oh, somebody's not the bully this week. And I'm just like, yo,
excuse me.
I don't know about you, but I love being the bully. And like you said, nobody likes us, and we don't care. So I like our chances versus a depleted Kansas City offense. Again, I have no shame in double teaming Travis Kelce. Double teaming. Make his life hard. He cannot have one-on-one matchups up the seam. That is just bad defense.
And
just
I think
like
he has
bad.
I think he has some back sprains on it still, or no? I don't know.
Well, you figure he don't have a Q on his name. My boy Juju from the house, he went to my high school, Long Beach Poly. Juju Smith-Schuster has a Q on his name for questionable. Kadarius Toney has a Q on his name for questionable. So all you left with is Marquez Valdez Scantling. Cool name, but not enough. Not enough. So, I if the Kansas City Chiefs don't run the football at least 20 times with Isaiah Pacheco, we're gonna win by 2 touchdowns. Now, if they do run the football, which I think they will, Andy Reid is not stupid. He knows if he don't have a balanced attack, it's gonna be just like Patrick Mahomes versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 years ago. If you don't run the football, he's gonna throw the ball 65 times. It's gonna be a long night because he don't have a receiving core. Yeah. If you take away the tight end, it's going to be a long night. But I believe Andy Reid will have a game plan where it's balanced. I have Philadelphia 34, Kansas City 31.
So still 3. See, now since Cole brought it up, and even before my prediction, I didn't even know that the Chiefs were banged up on the receiver corps. So that might change. That's why I said before the segment that it's too early to make predictions. So I wasn't aware. So Tony, I mean, that's big. So that can
we got a few. We got a couple cues in our depth chart too. Landon Jackson has that elbow sprain. He's gonna wear a brace and play through it. Lane Johnson has a Q on his name. He's gonna play through it. He's the right tackle, not the left tackle. So that's big for a right-handed quarterback.
Yes, sir.
But we are very healthy going in. That's what I'm looking at. At this point,
is Hurts still questionable with that shoulder?
Yeah, 100%. Maybe he's starving. He's starving. He ran a quarterback sweep, a quarterback sneak. You ain't hurt.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's true.
He good.
Yeah.
2 back-to-back, as a matter of fact.
Hey man, we ready, bro. We got a 3-headed monster at running back.
What?
We got a 3-headed monster receiver. We got Dallas in the Super Bowl, not the Cowboys. Goddard.
But Dallas Goddard. Only Dallas in the Super Bowl. Anytime soon.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one. And then I think the next topic. I mean, I know we and it was Black History Month. Demeco Ryan got the job at in Houston. Big props to him. We're didn't know where he was going to go or land, but that's a perfect situation for, not perfect, but I mean the perfect opportunity for him to turn it around. 6-year deal. I'm not sure what the money is though. It's looking like, but I'm pretty sure it's looking pretty fat. The check. But yeah, he deserves it. Very well respected coach around the league. Still young coach. I think he's a defensive minded coach. So once the Super Bowl concludes, I know he's gonna build his team around, his OC, his other coaches, QB coach. And it's all looking like they're gonna get a quarterback in the draft. But we'll see. I mean, it says a 6-year deal. I think Lovie Smith got a 3-year deal. And look what happened to him.
We knew Lovie Smith was not sticking around down there.
I didn't
know. The way they hired him. They just looked around the room. Was like,
I thought they gave him 2. I thought they gave him 2, like at least 2 years to get
When he won that last game, I was like, yeah, he ain't coming back.
So you're like, I'm fired, huh?
He's like, oh, you gonna let me go after this year? All right,
take this W, and you
take this dub.
Take that.
So you think the Texans want Demeco for a long, 6 years, pretty long term?
I said from the beginning that was the guy they had to target.
Oh,
because the past couple of years with all the bad, blood and all that from people like looking outside because the David Culley hiring, it didn't make any sense. I didn't even know who the dude was. And then they fired him abruptly. Then they turn around and do it again with Lovie Smith, who's a respected guy around the league.
Mm-hmm.
We all heard about Ryan's being one of those next guys, coming up the coaching ladder. He used to play down there. So if you want to, fix that relationship with your fans, he had to be the guy to get. A lot of people were like, well, he played there. He understands the organization, whatever. But, hey, I don't care. If he met with them and they told him, look, we're giving you 6 years. That means we're giving you time to draft a quarterback and develop him. Mm-hmm. Now, he's going to have to get the right OC. Maybe Leftwich goes down there with him. Who knows?
Leftwich.
So if they do that, then at least because a lot of these defensive coaches where they shoot themselves in the foot is they get the wrong guy as the offensive coordinator.
Agreed.
And then when that happens, then it just looks bad on them because it's a league where offense kind of runs everything. So they're quick to push you out as a defensive guy if the offense looks like a mess. Now, luckily for him, the Texans defense has some players on it. So I think he'll be able to fix that side of the ball and make them even better. But the offensive coordinator hire, that's the first thing he has to knock out of the park.
Right. I was like Wednesday, so Tuesday on the Big Three podcast, you said that Brandon Cooks, he's out the door. He said he don't want to rebuild.
So. He's not doing the rebuild.
Yeah. How many picks? Definitely, he's out.
Like how many picks the Texans have? Just one.
No, they have like number. Right? They have number 2. They have number like 12 or 13. 12. So they could easily go quarterback, wide receiver with those two. Yeah.
I feel like they got to get some veteran receivers in there too to like build that locker room up. But I don't know Demeco like that because I don't really fit into the San Francisco 49ers like staff. But I know that he's very well respected. I have faith in his he can turn it around. Like I said, Kyle, Houston's not really that bad of a team as far as talent wise, but
quarterback they're bad.
Oh yeah, quarterback. Yeah, of course. No, quarterback. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like he can turn that out easily. Get a quarterback like a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud. Get it going.
And Kyle, you were right. It is 2-12.
Oh, okay.
2-12. The record.
Yeah. No, the picks. They have the second pick and then the 12th pick.
I thought you meant the 2-12 record. I was like, what? Okay, well, it makes sense because it's actually. Okay, so now we had the Sean Payton going to the Denver Broncos. At first, I was confused. I thought he was going back to the Saints, but Saints had made a pick swap for Sean Payton. How do y'all feel? I guess we'll go with the opposite. We'll go Anthony first, and we'll go Kyle with you last. With Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, that combination, can Sean Payton, I don't want to say can he help Russell reach that next level because he's already been at that next level. But can he
fix him for sure?
Yeah, I think the word is resurrect because Russell Wilson was a pretty good quarterback in his day. He has always done a nice deep ball, but in the wrong system, he's very average. And I think at the end of his time in Seattle, it was very evident that he was playing above his pay grade, or he was getting paid way more than he was worth. And now getting paid what he got paid with this Broncos country, let's ride, corniness, losing the locker room. It's going to be tough, man. But I think a big personality like Sean Payton does come in and change that whole atmosphere day one. That's why you pay those coaches the big dollars. They change the entire team day one. The same feel you get when Deion Sanders goes to Colorado. It's just a different team now, even though the kids are the same. Denver has the same players. But Denver's not bad. I had to argue down some guys beginning of the season that Denver's going to have a tough time. They have a great defense. They have a good defense put together as far as personnel is concerned. And Sean Payton's going to have a nice defensive coordinator, and he's probably going to call plays himself. And he's going to put Russell Wilson in a position. He would not have taken that job if he didn't believe he had some stuff to help Russell Wilson get back to who he was. So I think they'll be good. I still don't think they're going to be more than a 10-win team, if that. It'll take a couple years. You figure, there's some guys they got to get rid of, some cancers. Every team has cancers when you have a bad season like that. When teams just have no explanation why they play bad, except they want to point at Russell Wilson. When I seen Russell Wilson pull a rabbit out of his hat many times, and he didn't pull a rabbit out of his hat not once this season. So it's just a matter of having a different chemistry, a different culture, and I think Sean Payton does that. It was a very powerful, impactful, whatever you want to call it, hire. It was a meaningful hire. That means they mean business right now. So, I look for them to be a lot more competitive, but I still don't see them winning that division.
Yeah, win that division, boy. You have to do more than just Sean Payton. You have to go out and grab you like two. You have to go out and get you an AJ Brown type receiver to go with the group you got now. You're gonna have to find you a every down back. It would take some other work. But the thing is, I do agree with everything AC said, and I don't have to add a lot to it. But I just wanted to say, I think his hire and the Demeco Ryan's hire were both expected and made a lot of sense for both teams. And there was a lot of rumors that these things were going to happen. And that's because they both fit perfectly into those teams. Demeco Ryan gets the opportunity to build. Hopefully he takes the approach that a lot of these coaches don't take anymore and just say, you know what, I'm going to be the head coach. You the defensive coordinator, you run the defense. You the offensive coordinator, you run the offense. When y'all screw up, I'm going to be in your headset. What are you doing? Right? So you can get that totality piece as the head coach. That's something that our coach, Nick Sirianni, had to learn. Stop trying to control one side of the ball. You hire guys to do that. You control the overall game, right? And there's very few coaches that can really be a great coordinator and be a great head coach. There's a couple who have done it, but it's very few. So hopefully these guys both take their approach. I think Payton would be one that could possibly do it, but why? Why not get a guy to be your coordinator who can do that job for you so you can take something else off your plate? He's a veteran now, you know what I'm saying? So he's not out there to prove himself. He doesn't need to come in there and say, I'm going to be the offensive coordinator too because I know all the great players around. Nah, just do your job, do what you was hired for, change the culture in the locker room, make the guys better. And we saw at the end of the year when Hackett was jettisoned, we started to see more of the old Russ. So it tells me a lot of it was Hackett, but at the same time, as AC so eloquently put it, none of those special plays happen. And those things happen off the cuff without it being called. So it feels like it was more than just, Hackett. Maybe it was what was being told behind the scenes, what they wanted him to do, whatever. But it's a fresh start for him too. And he's got a lot of explaining to do if he doesn't earn that money that they're paying him this coming season.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many years he got signed, like 1 year or 2 years. I'm not sure what the length
Sean
was.
Payton?
For his.
He got at least 5 years, right?
Yeah, Payton got to get at least 5. You gave up a first round pick and another early round pick.
Okay.
You getting 5+ years for that off the rip.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I'll add is I find it funny that most of us would have thought Payton was going to get the Chargers job, but looks like Staley's going to keep his job there. So now,
yeah, that's crazy.
And now with Payton in Denver, they have to see them twice a year. And let's say they sweep them next year. I mean, Chargers fans are going to be like, so we kept Staley when we could have had that guy. And now they've turned it around and probably better than us. And then also the Cowboys aspect. A lot of people thought McCarthy's going to lose his job for Payton because we know Jerry Jones loves Sean Payton. That didn't happen either. So I find it interesting that Payton is now in Denver. I think he's going to be the perfect guy for Russell Wilson.
Yes, I'm looking at it. The current pay is set to make between 17 to 20 million per season, but the contract link hasn't been put out yet for how long. They said it's unclear, but the same reports indicate that it's a minimum of a 5-year pact to keep paying 2027. So, but it hasn't been released yet.
How much per year? You said 20 million?
17 to 20 million.
Good Lord, he don't play one down. He don't play special teams.
Hey, Sean Payton, if you need a kid that you want, I'll change the last name to Peyton and everything. What's up? I'll be your foster son. Like, yo.
I don't think it's the same. I think he has an A in his name. Is it A or E?
Don't matter. I'll change it either way.
Peyton.
Yeah. So I mean, two big coaching switches. So I mean, we'll probably see. I mean, I know off season's about to start after the Super Bowl. It's kind of starting right now. To be honest, after the Super Bowl. So, are there any other jobs out there? Oh, I guess they're at least keeping like Staley. So
Staley.
And then Frank Wright got
Carolina.
Frank Wright got Carolina.
Supposedly, I heard a report that he's going to be bringing Deuce Staley in. Hopefully, if the report is correct, that Staley will be his offensive coordinator because that man should have been an OC by now.
Yeah.
I think Cardinals are looking for a coach. I mean, that's probably a long process.
I mean,
Wants the coach
because that job you got to it's Kyler Murray.
Yeah, you gotta get somebody that's
immaturity.
Just you gotta get somebody that's just like want a job. You know what I'm saying? Like they just want to be a head coach to go there.
Right. So I guess our the last segment for NFL is kind of a fun one. We'll go on the table, pick one fantasy or one football player y'all want free agent target for your team. I guess y'all don't need a target. I don't think y'all got
Patrick Surtain Jr. the second
from the Broncos.
Yes, sir. Let me get him.
All right.
He's pretty daggone good.
Yes, sir.
Cobb, who's your dream?
If we can't get Patrick Surtain the second, the third, the fourth, I would take Marshawn. Was it Lattimore from the Saints or the kid from the Green Bay Packers? What was that kid's name? The defensive back, the corner. That
Jair
I forgot.
That's
yeah.
that's a good
Yeah. Oh man, that would be nasty.
I notice where we're going. I notice where we're going. Both of us going. You know,
defense.
We know what it is.
He shut down Jefferson. He shut down our own AJ Brown. He's a monster, man. So I like that kid. We just need somebody to complement various plays.
Is he a free agent this year? All those.
I don't think. I mean, we good.
I don't know.
You said
I don't know. You said fantasy, so I'm like, hey, if we can get anybody, let me get him.
I meant like current free agent.
Oh, you meant actual targets. Oh,
like for me, I want D Hop for receiver. That's why.
Oh yeah, you should. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who's your team, Jordan?
I'm a
Ravens fan. Yeah, he definitely should want DeAndre Hopkins.
You need to pray that you keep Lamar Jackson. That's the only thing you be praying about.
Yeah, I lied. This is the second to last segment, but we'll talk about Lamar after this. But I mean,
that should be your special prayer every night. Yeah. And Lord, before I go to sleep, one last thing.
Put a little olive oil on your forehead. We do it.
Oh man! All right, Kyle. Before we go into Lamar Jackson, you know whole story. Who's your player?
I mean, I keep hearing these rumors about Patriots being in on DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh my god, man!
Huh?
Who's gonna throw it to him?
Mac will throw to him. You got Bill O'Brien.
Bad body Mac. Oh, come on.
Bill O'Brien's actually going to bring an offense. That they tried to run last year. I don't know what that was they tried to run last year. So. I mean, I'm not saying I feel like they don't necessarily have to go out of their way to get Hopkins because I'd rather see probably somewhere else. But if at least you got Hopkins, then Parker becomes your number 2. Thornton becomes your number 3.
If y'all get Hopkins, I'm gonna come in and whoop that ass, man. And see Hopkins. I'm joking, bro. But
just look at it this way. I know Hopkins is going somewhere where they actually have won before. That's all that is.
We don't win. We don't win. Yo, we beat
you. Want to look up Lamar's playoff record?
Do you mean win overall? Or do you mean playoff win?
Shots fired.
I'm just saying y'all haven't won in a while, and that offense.
I'm gonna say this about the Ravens. Y'all started some mess trying to give Tyler Huntley a Pro Bowl.
Bro.
They trying not to pay Lamar. They trying not to pay Lamar.
Bruh.
We got a Pro Bowl quarterback. We don't need you. Yeah, it's okay. Bruh. Tyler Huntley threw the ball 4 times.
To be real,
all screen passes.
If he was a next man call, man, Burrows didn't want to play.
He had 2 touchdowns. What next man called?
The problem is, how was he the 7th? How did he get the 7th most votes? I want to know that his mama, auntie, cousins, brothers, and friends start sending in extra ballots. How did this dude get the 7th?
He look like a spoken word artist, man. He look like he be at the Def Jam Poetry Jam.
He should have been extra on Love Jones.
Hey, man. I'm the soul in your left thigh. I'm the right in your right thigh. I'm the quarterback in your left eye.
I mean, to be fair, the Pro Bowl really isn't the same as it was before. It was not really a game. It was a flag football game.
It don't matter. He should not be there.
Top 8 quarterbacks. I don't care. The top 2.
Well, Allen was out. Burrows, I think. Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
I'd have taken Bailey Zappi over Tyler.
Trevor Lawrence.
Sitting out there.
No way, Trevor
Lawrence. We can't get a black owner. We got black quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl all day. Tyler Huntley.
God.
What number does he wear? Number 2? I didn't even know what number he wore.
Oh my God. Yeah, he wore number 2, man.
Look at this picture, man. He's surprised he even there. He like, man, I'm in the Pro Bowl. What?
You could have put Tannehill in over him, bro.
His agent called him like, you were. His agent said, I got you in, buddy. He's like, what do you mean? I got you in the Pro Bowl. No. Me? No.
You could have went with Mike White over him.
Mike White.
And I would have put in
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I would have put in Baker Mayfield. He threw a touchdown. He threw a couple touchdowns. Matter of fact, he won a game. He won a primetime game.
Man, y'all going in on Huntley.
Bruh,
I love Huntley, man, but he's a backup.
Yeah.
He
I
is
just want y'all to know how funny the AC really is, bro. He said you could have put an NFC quarterback in over. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Y'all got to pay attention to the small subtleties that y'all
played in the AFC at one point in life.
I'd have taken Brissett. I agree with that.
Josh Johnson in there.
Y'all looking at.
Hey, Tua got cleared. You can put him in.
No, Tua. No, I think he's still in protocol.
Yeah, he's still in concussion protocol.
They said he cleared today.
Okay,
yeah. Could have put him in.
Yeah,
he might get
flag football. Yeah, he might get hurt flag football. You're right. Stay at home too.
Might pull his flag too hard to get a head concussion.
You might trip and fall and scramble something again. You're right. Stay at home.
So before we get into like the NBA, this was the last, I guess, segment would be Lamar Jackson, man. There was some news that the Ravens, or I think Rap Sheet came on the Pat McAfee show, and they're close buddies and everything. And I trust him as an insider. He was saying the Ravens do a plan to tag him, but the exclusive tag, meaning no teams can sign him or trade for him. So I'm assuming that means that since he's not going to be touched, they can maybe work out a deal. But usually, if there's 2 kind of tags.
That just means they're delaying it all.
There's an exclusive tag. Yeah. There's an exclusive tag and the inexclusive tag. The exclusive tag means no one can touch them. I mean, I heard that we brought in twice for a second interview the Seahawks QB coach or offensive coordinator, and then we brought in the Bills offensive coordinator that worked with Josh Allen. So Ravens are doing something. So he developed Allen to a passer. So we're bringing him out for an interview. I know Eric
Dayball developed Allen.
Hey, Dayball is the one that developed Josh Allen. Ken Dorsey.
Y'all need to bring back Ozzie Newsome. Bring back Ozzie Newsome, man.
He's not.
You need to bring back Ozzie Newsome because y'all ain't got no receivers.
I think he's still part of the, but he's just like not. He's not the head honcho.
He ain't drafting. He's the one that drafted Jonathan Ogden, Ray Lewis. He's the one that drafted.
I don't know why he stepped down Ozzie Newsome. I
guess he got tired of him, miss.
He get tired of him. They got tired of him questioning his picks. He's like, I pick Hall of Famers. I don't know who y'all picking. Y'all pick Hollywood Brown. He weighed 5. He's 5'8", 135 pounds. You gonna draft Hollywood Brown?
Might be the only receiver smaller than Devontae Smith in the league, bro.
I mean, small. Like, get that man Antonio Brown. Go get that man somebody that's gonna catch the ball. I mean, shoot. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I ain't coming back till you give me a receiver, first of all. And give me a 6-year deal like everybody else. Give me $200 million. I ain't asking for more than he didn't even ask for more.
See, they don't want to guarantee it. That's the thing. They don't want to guarantee his money. He
wants comfortable money. He's like, I am the
face of vanity money, but he want real money.
I'm on the front of Madden. He is one of the faces of the league, but
he represent himself. So ain't no agent talk to you. You had to talk to him and his mama.
That's the problem. They didn't want to deal with his mama.
Yeah,
black mama don't play.
Yeah,
so that's tough. But they doing them greasy, man. I used to like the Ravens organization. Like I said, when Ozzie Newsome was the GM, I've always liked Harbaugh. I've always liked the tough nose style, but the way they're treating Lamar like he wasn't the MVP, like he was not selling tickets, like his jersey doesn't sell. They treating him like they could do without him, but without him, I don't think the Ravens are. Yeah, it's wrong, man.
Yeah, the OC. It's not Ken Dorsey. It's Chad Hall bringing him in for an interview. I don't know if y'all know him or not. He's
don't matter who calling the plays
for the big. He was a coach for the Bills from 2019. Worked closely with Stephon.
Oh, y'all brought in Chad Hall. Okay.
Oh, Chad Hall. Yeah. That's not Ken Dorsey. Yeah, he was he worked with Diggs and Gabriel.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a step. I mean,
y'all need to get Hopkins, man. Y'all need to get Hopkins.
Yeah, that's why I said Hopkins. But no, you're right, Anthony. I mean, let's be real here, man. Like they did give him a contract, like 133 million, 50 million guaranteed. I mean, I kind of like the Aaron Justin. He wanted to bet on himself, and he wanted to up his stock in the season. He went down. If I was Lamar, I wouldn't have played because I mean I know Michael Vick said, "Oh, put a brace on it," but RG3.
They paid Michael Vick to say that.
Yeah, they paid Michael Vick
to say that. Michael Vick is still trying to help himself in the dogfighting ring.
Yeah, that's the stuff he got to do to satisfy what they want because of the dogfight.
To save face.
Yeah, that's the Uncle Ruckus. That's the Uncle Ruckus contract.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I mean, now Kyle has a little problem with Lamar not showing up to the Bengals game, which is kind of a problem. But
I just threw it out there as a question. Like, did you? Because I did that play-by-play with you and your boy.
Oh yeah,
I just asked, like, did you want to see Lamar like on the sideline? That's
now I will say,
I had a problem with it. I was just asking that.
I agree. He should have at least been there for it on the sideline.
Right.
You know
that's
what I'm saying? Like in street clothes on the sideline. He should have been out there on the sideline. Now, if he was rehabbing or something, and it just so happened that that's the time he needed to do it, then I can live with that. But I think if nothing else was happening, he should have been out there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like GMs and head coaches are supposed to, at their ending or season-ending press conference, they're supposed to hype up the fans. And I mean, I know at our press conference, Harbaugh said he's 200% in on getting Lamar. Or the cost of I mean, it's gonna be a messy negotiation.
I think he's gonna hold out. He ain't gonna go on no franchise tag. He's not gonna play on no franchise tag.
No.
Chance of getting hurt.
But like, do you see him ending up on the Ravens though? At the end of the day, all said and done.
They need him more than he need them. Yeah. I think
at this point, I think he's gone. At this point, they've already proven that they don't think he's a dude. And are his prime years over? I mean, did he peak? We won't know until he gets into a system that allows him to throw the football the way he, the best way he throws it, and that's on the run, getting outside the pocket, improvising, and having more weapon than Mark Andrews. He needs more than one weapon.
Right.
Maybe they're trading to Green Bay.
He'll flex it in Green Bay. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'll be afraid of them in Green Bay.
Give him Jordan Love and some draft picks.
Shoot. I don't want no Jordan Love on my team, man.
Well, you already got
Snoop
Huntley, so you got
Snoop Huntley.
You just get a backup. You know what I'm saying?
You got a Pro Bowl quarterback.
You got a Pro Bowl quarterback, bro.
He might be on the cover of Madden next year.
Y'all just throwing shit on my team, man. Oh man,
I mean, he was never called Snoop Huntley until some random Sunday. They were like,
give him a nickname. Put his jersey on the rack. See if somebody buys it. He's a Pro Bowler. It might sell now.
No, but you're definitely right in the sense like Andrews can't be the number one target. Even if he's a good tight end. I mean,
Andrews can be your number one target. That's not the issue. The issue is
Kelsey's the number one
you
target.
You have to have a threat outside of that.
Oh no, I agree.
Defenses will just gear up for Andrews.
People don't know. I mean, Rashad Bateman can be the number one, but he's been injury prone. We drafted him to be the number one or possibly the number one target. I mean, he was doing good before he went down. I think after the Miami game, he went down. I know it might have been the first Bengals game he went down. Picked up Robinson, he showed a little spurt.
Yeah, but Bateman's always hurt.
Yeah, I know he's always he had a groin injury after the draft, like groin injury out for a whole year. Came back, he did good.
I blame Anthony Davis. Everybody's soft now. Everybody street clothes.
Oh.
Yeah, the street clothes brigade keep getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah, everybody's load management, just sitting games out. All
Sad.
right.
But
Let's move on.
I mean, it's gonna be a messy negotiation. But I don't know Lamar like that. But I know Lamar is a team player. Money, he's gonna get his money regardless at the end of the day. But I don't think
He tried to be a team player. He tried. He rolled with them dudes like 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And hurt his knee. So I don't think he's done with the team. And his homeboys understand. Trust me, they were like, y'all didn't give my man his money. What you expect him to do? This ain't college.
That's a good point.
He got to do what's best for him. He a black quarterback that runs the football. He has to do what's best for him at this point. They showed him that he's not the number one priority. So he got to move on.
I mean, they did sign. I mean, every point because they did sign Raquan Smith. I mean, obviously a good pickup for us on the defensive side of the ball, but they signed him before Lamar. I mean, that's kind of saying something. So it's like,
unless you're gonna beat teams 13-10.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
can't even hit receivers no more, man.
So before we get to the NBA, like the question is, what quarterback do y'all see for the Ravens? Like,
buy a Huntley jersey.
Yeah, get you a Snoop Huntley jersey and keep it real.
Hey, you got your Pro Bowler, bro,
and run the wing tee.
Oh man,
just go back to power football.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. There you go. You can afford him.
Draft Max Duggan.
Or draft or draft somebody.
Max Duggan will be a good pick.
Yeah.
He's tough.
All right. Yeah, that's true. So real quick, we're going to some NBA talk. So I guess since we're like 2 weeks away from the All-Star, or like 3 weeks away, All-Star starter selection, like reactions. I know, Gene, I bet you cool and you have a problem with Embiid out of the lineup for starting 5.
Yes.
I had a problem with it. I'm a Celtics fan.
You know
I had a problem with it too. Yeah.
It's asinine.
I mean, is KD even playing right now? He's starting.
And why is Zion starting?
You sell tickets?
I picked Sabonis.
Can't sell tickets if you ain't playing.
Yeah.
Hey, he might play tonight, Dad. Can we go to the Pelicans game? I ain't paying $500. Just Joker ain't gonna play.
Right.
So who would well, I guess we all know who would substitute for Embiid. I guess Kyrie or whatever. Who else? Tatum. Tatum's in there. Kyrie. So is Giannis. He's the captain. Kyrie, KD. I mean, I think
KD should not be starting. It should be Embiid.
I think Embiid should be in there. I don't know why KD. Maybe he's the fan favorite, but I don't.
Zion should not be starting. It should be Sabonis or Lauri Markkanen.
It's a popularity contest, and this, that I think the players should be voting for who's starting in the All-Star game. Not
I do agree with that. I do agree.
I'll just say the current product is a travesty. The current process, and it needs to change.
Are they doing the Elam scoring in the All-Star game?
I think that's here to stay.
Yeah,
that'd be working, boy. I like that. They be going hard in that. Ain't no layups in that, boy. The big dogs got to come out during that. They say, shoot, man, we talking about money.
Yep.
And point game like pickup.
Yeah. So I guess the whole segment we all been waiting for. LeBron 89 points away from eclipsing Kareem-Abdull-Jabbar for all-time scoring list. So does
where's Freddie at? We need Freddie on here before we talk about LeBron. We need somebody that's ready to fight for LeBron.
I'll fight for LeBron, man.
You gonna fight for LeBron?
You don't fight like Freddie do though.
You being a lot fair. You're a lot more fair, Jordan.
Yeah, you're a lot more reasonable and
you're
more
reasonable. You
level-headed.
understand? Yeah, you and Shannon Sharp. You guys understand.
Well, we're supposed to be in Kyle with the old Boston foul, man. I would defend LeBron.
Oh, man. We gotta get Freddie on here, man, because I can't understand that joke, man.
They didn't understand. He just blinded by his own tomfoolery.
Well, I mean, he be saying we like he played for the Lakers. I'm like, you ain't played for the Lakers. Come on, we was ready to play tonight. How you know they wasn't ready to play? Did you practice? Was you on the?
He like in the country in Texas, ain't he? Talking about we.
I was like, I love the Eagles. I love the Sixers, but I say we when it's necessary. But I ain't been to practice. I don't go to meetings. It ain't.
I did go to a game.
Yeah, you're right. Freddie
He's
doesn't get into it.
I love Freddie.
But yeah, I guess segment is like when LeBron passes Kareem, probably in the next couple games. Probably next 3 games, 2 games. that like you said, cool earlier. That if he does pass, well, not if, when he does
But
pass,
when.
Kareem, like we had to bring up that conversation of like that GOAT talk. Kyle shaking his head. He don't agree.
I'm with Kyle.
I mean, anything.
Yeah, the thing is, you've played longer, and I mean, it's not a punishment. It's not like you say anything bad, but you played longer, so as good as you are, as long as you play, you should have most of the stats, right? That's just like seriously, that's just common sense. There's a lot of guys that didn't get the opportunity, but you can't blame him that they didn't, right? But you can't also say, oh, because you didn't have the opportunity, you don't matter either, right? So it's just like enjoy what he's doing, celebrate it. I don't even think there is one GOAT. You know, I've said several times, I think you just need to look at the era and say who you feel like is the best in the era, right? I think that's a more reasonable conversation than GOAT.
I think it's Chris Webber, man.
But the thing is, if that's who you think, but seriously, if that's who you think, that's who you think. Like you can't fault somebody else because they don't agree with what you think, right? You can't take someone's opinion and try to make it into a you lost or you're wrong. That doesn't make any sense.
True. Yeah, I mean, there is my thing that it should be very considered a seriously debate because
you're a Laker fan.
Nah, I mean,
and you love LeBron.
Well, I mean, not exactly. I am a Lakers fan. I am a LeBron fan, but I think that once LeBron hangs it up, there will never be a LeBron of this caliber. Maybe we all thought Zion was before the injury. I
didn't think Zion was because he got hurt in college.
There's gonna be a kid maybe 5 years down the line who enters the league who will probably play as long as LeBron, maybe even longer.
Might be one of his own kids might do it. His youngest one.
Yeah.
Bryce.
Yes.
The way the game has evolved, it's made for record to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think as you watch LeBron walk to the cup last week versus the Celtics, no one even got in front of him. He went to the basket and got fouled. There was a time where someone would jump in front of him and make him go and make a move and do something. The NBA today, yes, is full of more gifted athletes, but the game today is not geared for anyone to stop anyone. It's just to make their lives a little bit more difficult, but the game is now offensive. So I'm not impressed by Joker's triple-double or Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double for the season because he's going for it. He's taking rebounds from power forwards because he wants to get those 10 rebounds. Mm-hmm. The stats are great. LeBron James is great, but we cannot take out the fact that the game is different now. And you're going to get 50-point games from dudes who aren't even starters. You're getting dudes getting 60 points. You got Devin Booker acting like he's Kobe Bryant because he gets 60 points once in a while. But you go to a pickup game, he said, hey, man, no double teams. He ain't the same dude. It's just different dudes scoring buckets. You got the green light. If you're a star league, you got the ball 70% of the time. Look at Luka. I'm not impressed by Luka. He never going to win a championship. He got the ball too much. It's just a different day. So not to take away from LeBron and his accomplishments. I got him top 3. I got Kareem, MJ, LeBron. And it'll because I've seen what I've seen. Not that the great 80s were that or the 70s or 90s, but I've seen what I've seen over the years. I love LeBron, but he's not capturing my imagination, kind of like Floyd Mayweather. Great, all-time great. Also seeing how the game has been changed for you and your benefit. The game was altered for Kareem. They were beating Jordan up, literally. Whereas LeBron, as big and strong as he is, the game has softened up for the biggest, strongest, meanest dude in the league, and he's able to walk through the cup and get 25, 35, 45 points a night. It's not hate. It is what it is.
Right, because everybody has the same opportunity. So it's not like
the
only argument I can have against that is like you can't fault LeBron for that. It's just
not
the
faulting
game has changed.
But I'm a grown man, and I can't change my opinion for what I saw. I saw Michael Jordan do some stuff I've never seen a human being do.
Right.
I've seen Kareem. I've seen Kareem triple team, and he took his sky hook off. You know what I'm saying?
About how MJ had wings on his jersey. They didn't say that about LeBron.
It's hard, man. It's hard. But I no matter how many championships LeBron gets, I don't think he can pass up Kareem to me. He can't pass up Michael Jordan to me. I've seen what I've seen, and I'm a fan.
So y'all think it's him?
There's nothing else for me to say.
So Just a question, like for the panel, like, so you think that LeBron is not or passing Kareem doesn't mean anything?
Not to me.
No.
It doesn't change my opinion at all.
He made 3-pointers.
We've known it was going to happen. Like we've known it was going to happen, so it's not like it just came out of nowhere. We've known this.
Karl Malone is number 3 on the list, and we never mentioned him in a GOAT conversation. He scored a lot of points.
Points are great.
Yeah. Also,
Wonderful.
if you want to take it a step further, you could look at per game averages. LeBron isn't number 1 in that, whether it's postseason or regular season.
Don't say it might be hate. They're gonna take it as hate.
I think regular season he averages like 27 a game. Jordan averaged 30 a game.
Oh,
in
God, I just want you to know, man.
Because we're back in
Jordan,
the day.
Don't let Freddie hear that because you know this
back in the
automatically.
day.
I am waiting for the day when Freddie jumps on here because I'm ready for him. But Jordan in the playoffs averaged like 34 a game. LeBron averaged about 28.
But back in the day, like I mean, LeBron was not known as a pure scorer. He was more of an assister.
Don't give me that. I heard LeBron with that. I'm a pass first.
That's why he's on. That's why he's fourth on the all-time.
So
that's why he about to be the top scorer record all time, but he don't score.
You're a pass first guy.
I mean, no, but back in the day, like he was.
Yeah, he passed in pressure situations because he didn't want to take the shot. That's what
I don't want to gang up on LeBron. He ain't here to defend himself, and his little boy ain't. Freddie not here to defend him either. The guy over my right shoulder, Kareem.
Yeah.
He will still be the lead in scoring in my book for field goals because LeBron has made 2,233s. Those are points that Kareem didn't. He shot 1 3-pointer in his career, and he made free throws. So it's just a different. It's apples and oranges, man. Yeah, they scoring buckets, but Steph Curry at some point is going to be in the top 5 in GOAT conversation because he shoots threes. It's just a different day, man. It's a different like litmus test, man. It's not the same. I mean, it looks great on the greatest all-time scorer, but you shot 3-pointers, man.
That's why I like the different eras, because you're comparing the people who played in that same era. You know what I'm saying? Versus just everybody together.
When Bird came up, they weren't counting threes yet, and they finally started counting 3-pointers. And now Bird's like, if I don't know that, I've been shooting them the whole time.
Yes,
there's more points.
That's true. Like you can't really.
It's more points. Like it makes more sense to shoot threes. If I'm gonna be 40% in the lane, and I'm 35% for 3, shoot the 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shoot the J. Shoot it.
We can all fault that for Steph Curry.
You can't fault LeBron for that. LeBron is smart.
I think Curry retaining the game for the 3-pointer.
Hey, LeBron is everything he was supposed to be. He is the all-time best point forward ever.
True.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, Curry's not the biggest guy. He has to live on the perimeter. We saw what going to the hoop did to Allen Iverson. It beat him up. You imagine Curry doing that?
That's true.
With his bad ankle.
He'd already be done. He'd already be done if he did that.
That's why I worry about John Morant. Because that's a pounding that he takes going to the hoop too.
That's the beauty of being a fan, though. I will always have Iverson above Curry because I love Iverson. But Iverson ain't got no championships. He got 1 win in the finals. That's all I needed. He carried
what he had around him.
Eric Snow, Mutombo,
a long time ago.
Ratliff, Aaron McKee to the finals. Oh, Iverson is an all-time legend. No chip. But and as a fan, you're allowed to have that. You're allowed to have your heroes, and I think that's where the fandom thing is different. Like I said, I love Freddie, but LeBron James is his hero. He's not my hero. So we're gonna always have a disagreement.
No, he's not his hero. It's his king.
He bowing to the king. Go to the game.
I guess when you compare me and Fred, I guess I'm the more level-headed one.
You ain't gonna call him my king. Is there anything else? I guess you would need. I have water for you, King.
Oh my God!
That's why when he does break the scoring record, Freddie's gonna be obnoxious in the chat, and I'm just gonna be like, all right,
he's gonna be like, I told y'all.
LeBron don't even care, man. LeBron was on a press conference last night, and he said, "When I break it, it's gonna be okay." But it's just another thing, another feat. Yeah, I'm still playing 3 more years. I'm gonna break it.
Yeah,
I'm not done until Bronny's on my team. So
if he played 3 more,
his other son might make it, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you might as well slide 1 more year on. You play Bryce too.
Yeah, man. Why not? Nobody's done that, but I think Ripken did it. Cal Ripken's both sons made it. Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. Cal Ripken Jr., Cal Ripken Sr. Wasn't there another Ripken?
I don't know
If not,
made it.
I think
LeBron playing on both
was that
sons?
his brother? I think the
His
other Ripken
brother?
was his brother, like Billy Ripken or something.
No.
Then it was two sons. But was his dad still playing? That's the key. Did the dad play of both sons? Because LeBron can do that. I'll say this right now. If LeBron played with both sons, he'd GOAT. If he can do that.
Hey, look, you just got a new follow for your podcast. Freddie somewhere lurking. You just got a new follow for your podcast.
Oh man.
Oh man. But yeah, man. Well, the way me and Kyle end the shows on the victory in here, we do our final thoughts, go in the room, Have any final thoughts you want to say, Kyle? Like anything you want to say before we close it out?
I mean, I'll just say that I was having a pretty good playoff record, and then I went ahead and picked Bengals versus Niners. So, I mean, I might as well have to hang it up for predictions for a while because completely blew those two. But
It happens.
I'm definitely rooting for the Eagles in this one. What else can I say? LeBron will never be the GOAT to me. Even if he plays with his brother, with his son, still won't be the GOAT.
That's the Celtics hating you, man. That's all.
That's hate. That's hate.
Nah,
You hate.
nah.
That's the Celtics.
Look,
blood.
I'm a Boston fan through and through. I just gave Philly love. You know how hard that is?
That's true. That's true.
There's certain cities I
true.
can't. It's
Yeah.
Philly, New York. I mean, New York is going to take a long time for me to give them any love, but Philly, I can respect Philly because I respect that. They're seen as vicious fans or whatever, but I love that passion of the Northeast fandom. Like being in Atlanta, there's a lot of casuals down here. Like
Yes,
if the
it
Falcons
is.
stink, they'll just be like, "Oh, it's Bulldog season."
Right.
Okay. So what about the Falcons though? No, it's Bulldogs now. It's like, okay, that's what we're doing. So I do respect Philly fans, and I really do hope Hurts gets a win because I like the progression he's made with his game. I respect that. So I'm definitely rooting for the Eagles.
All right, cool, man. Like any final thoughts, man, before we close up the show?
All I'm gonna do is point. Right there. Let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly.
All right, Anthony.
Hey man.
Any final thoughts, brother?
Second that motion would be cool. Fly, Eagles fly. It's a Philly thing. And let's be adults about these GOAT conversations, man. It's all fun and love.
Yeah. Yes.
Nobody
No,
getting your
for
feelings,
sure.
man. It's
For
really
sure, man.
subjective, man. You got your favorites. I have my favorites. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. You like who you like, but you must have love for your fellow brother, no matter who they tend to favor. And that's a Philly thing. I got the Sixers. I got the Eagles. And when baseball season come around, I flip to LA. It's about them Dodgers. Appreciate you having me on, man. Great show.
No problem. Yeah, man. And then I guess I'll say my final thing. I appreciate y'all for Anthony and Cole for coming on, man. I know me and Cole had one episode on the N1 podcast. Marcus had that. I don't know what his list was when Chris.
Bro,
I don't even think Marcus knows what the list was because he threw out Weber, he threw out Russell, he threw out
Beverly.
Beverly. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Bev. Oh man.
Chris Webber. And I don't even
Shout out
know
to
who
Pat
else.
Bev. Shout out to Pat Bev.
I was still laughing by then.
Shout out to Pat Bev. I ain't never seen nobody bring a camera to the court. Shout out to Pat Bev.
That was the first. So that was
That's
the first.
that's some LeBron love right there, Jack.
Yeah.
You're gonna risk your entire being on some LeBron.
That's some Freddie love right there.
Hey,
If the refs would have called and made the right call, that would have been a tech.
You had overtime. Get over it.
Hey, if
No,
LeBron
no,
dunked the ball, we ain't talking
no.
about none of this.
It still would have been an N1.
Dunk the ball. You
But
6'9",
you
250.
had overtime.
True.
The way that he threw himself on the ground, you would have thought they lost the finals off that call.
Yeah.
What you teach
That
your
should have been a
son?
tech. Yeah.
What do you teach your son at the gym when you playing pickup and he get fouled real hard? And then guys like, hey, don't be calling out Rudy Powder Puff stuff in here, man. Ain't no tick-tack fouls in here. You tell your son, hey, man, go stronger next time.
Finish at the rim, yeah.
Go stronger next time. Don't bring that weak stuff up in here. Don't bring that weak stuff up in here, LeBron.
I mean, it's not the first time somebody that got fouled on a shot to win a game or tied up and it didn't get called. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I don't remember anybody else having a full temper tantrum
I
on the court.
mean,
That right there, you're not my GOAT. My GOAT don't do that.
Well, on Anthony's note, that'll end the
my
show.
GOAT punch you in the mouth like Kareem did, old boy.
Oh man. Well, I'm George Holloway. I'm the host of JJL Sports Talk. I got my co-host Kyle Edwards, and the two great guests today, Cole McCain and AC. Yeah, man, pleasure to have y'all on, and hopefully you'll be on another episode, man, one of these days, man. I'd love to have y'all on again.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Out.